What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Off the Top Rope, Off the Mic Sports Network, a special edition here. We're going to preview SummerSlam over two videos across the channel. We're going to do one for Saturday, one for Sunday. So let's preview Saturday first here. And let's talk about the match that I've already said is the least interesting match on this card. It's one of the worst built women's championship matches and one of the worst built major championship matches on a major PLE that I've seen in a long time. Obviously, a lot of things changed, and I think, Naomi was probably supposed to be involved in this, but the injury to Liv Morgan complicated a lot of things. They needed a top heel on Raw. They needed a shock moment to end Evolution. It led to this result here where Tiffany Stratton, with no heat, is defending against the Queen of the Ring, Jade Cargill. This was up in the air with me for a while, but I always was kind of leaning Jade, but that was further hammered home with the news from WrestleVotes on Thursday that basically said that Bianca Belair is close to a return, and she could return as soon as the SmackDown following SummerSlam. She's not going to be cleared for SummerSlam, but there's a chance she may appear at this event. There's many opportunities for her potentially to be a part of this show. Maybe she gets into a segment with Chelsea Green, something like that. You could do something simple like that. Cardi B is going to be on this show. Maybe she ends up being at ringside for this match. Who knows? But the bottom line here, listen, Tiffany's had a long run, over 200 days. She's the longest running champion in WWE. And I like Tiffany. She's miscast as a babyface. This run has not worked. She hasn't had a lot of good opponents. It's time for a change. And whether you like Jade or you don't, she is a star. She's got to get better in the ring. And we'll see if this leads to something. But with Bianca coming back, I think it's an ample opportunity for one, Bianca to be immediately inserted into the women's championship picture. And two, what I would call her, I think one of these women's got to turn heel. One of these women's got to turn heel because Nia Jax is now going to NXT. You've got Charlotte and Alexa Bliss in the tag division, and they're probably going to win the championships. So what are you going to do here? To me, Jade Cargill is a better heel. It seems like a much easier sell. Bianca Belair is not going to get booed coming back from injury. She's beloved. You heard the reaction that she got at Saturday night's main event and then at Evolution. To me, this makes a ton of sense for Jade to win this match, probably by cheating. That would just, to me, just her winning in a babyface kind of way just feels odd. It feels like there's got to be some wrinkle to this because the way it's been built has been really lousy to me. So we'll leave it at that. Let's go right to the women's tag match here. Judgment Day, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez defending against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. To me, this is a slam dunk. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss are going to win the tag team titles. If they don't win it, I really... like, if they're going to just short-live this experiment with these two, I think it's a horrible mistake to just, go. And I understand Judgment Day, they've had a short run with the tag team titles, but you can stretch this out. Maybe they keep the chase going, but to me, I think you've got a big show in front of 50,000 people at least at MetLife Stadium. Charlotte Flair, this is the best version of Charlotte Flair. This is honestly the best version of both of these women in a tag team. Who would have ever thought that was possible? To me, Charlotte and Alexa have got to win, and I think they will. Sami Zayn, Carrie, and Cross. The stipulation of this match is Cross wins. Sami Zayn has to say Cross was right. If Zayn wins, Carrie and Cross has to say I was wrong about Sami Zayn. A lot of people are going to try and use this as a referendum on whether or not Carrie Cross is actually going to stay in WWE. I have no idea which way this is going to go. I'm happy that Cross got on this show. I'm happy he's earned it with the reactions that he's gotten, the popularity that he's developed through social media and through his promos and through the opportunities that he's been given through that viral podcast promo that he cut after WrestleMania night 2 after AJ Styles match. To me, the story's simple here. This is about getting Sami Zayn a big win. Sami Zayn really hasn't had a ton of luck on PLEs. He did win at Night of Champions, but, obviously at this event last year, he lost the Intercontinental title to Bron Breakker. To me, Sami's going to win here. And then everybody will kind of just keep monitoring the dirt sheets and keep monitoring social media to see if Karrion Kross and Scarlett ultimately end up re-signing with the company. But I don't think the result here has any bearing on what's going to happen with Karrion Kross. They're going to do good business. And to me, the right decision from a booking perspective is Sami Zayn winning this match. To me, the way the story has been told is for, and, Cross maybe gives him a respect and maybe it turns into a babyface turn. They had a really interesting backstage promo on Raw. So to me, that's where this whole thing goes. Then we get the celebrity tag match. There's a lot of tag team matches. There's 3 tag matches on this show. On this night of SummerSlam, Randy Orton and Jelly Roll taking on Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. There was some speculation that Drew was having some issues getting out of the United Kingdom and getting back from where he was doing promotional stuff and being back home, obviously in Scotland, and so he had trouble, obviously, with his visa, I think, but he was able to get back, kind of trolling people on the internet a little bit. So a lot of people were clamoring for Carmelo Hayes to potentially fill the spot. Miz obviously was trying to clamor to be in that spot, obviously, which would have been weird considering his history with Logan Paul. Typically in these situations with celebrity matches, the celebrity always goes over. And to me, Jelly Roll will get a cool spot. I think Logan Paul's going to be the one to eat the pin. Maybe there's a sick looking RKO that maybe one thing that I would look forward to potentially in this match, because this is now multiple times that Randy Orton and Logan Paul have been in the same match. What about Logan Paul doing like one of those overhead shots with the drone or something crazy, and then he goes right into an RKO? That would be kind of sick. Jelly Roll is going to get some good spots in here. I think he's in the ring with 2 future Hall of Famers, and Logan Paul is really good at what he does. I think this will be a lot of fun. Everybody who's going to be mad that other opportunities, guys, WWE has been doing these matches since the dawns of time. It's a 2-night SummerSlam. They wanted to put this in. At least we should be happy that Randy Orton is doing something fun. Like, this is the most fun version of Randy Orton. And, where this goes from here, I have no idea. I could see them going the other way and potentially seeing Randy lose in this match, ultimately because of the affiliation with Jelly Roll, and that ultimately leads to the heel turn of Randy Orton. But to me, typically in these situations, you usually see the babyface or the celebrity go over in these situations. So that's what I'm going to lean with. I'm going to go with Randy Orton and Jelly Roll in that match. And then the last tag match of the 3, because we might as well call this Tag Team SummerSlam Saturday, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso taking on Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. To me, a lot of people are going to lean with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, and they probably are going to go that direction. I expect them to side with Roman and Jey. But to me, the right decision here, and what I'm going to pick here officially, is I think Braun and Bronson win here. And Bron Breakker pretty much destroys Roman to the point where Roman is off television going to film stuff, and Roman won't come back until later on in the year. We already know that Roman's not going to be available right after SummerSlam. We've known this for a while. So to me, the decision that you got to do is follow up on the momentum that you have built up from that beatdown and them stealing his Jordans. After that, give Bron Breakker another big win. Have Roman get clobbered. He doesn't lose anything. The guy is a made man. He's the longest reigning champion of the last 25 years. Like, the guy had a 1,300-day title run. Come on. The guy is bulletproof. Like, to me, that's the way they should go. But the safe option and what WWE has always done in recent years is go with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, go with the babyface team to get their comeuppance off of, getting laid out on the go home show. And then what I presume will be the main event is Gunther and CM Punk. And I've been saying this, I have been clamoring for it for weeks. I fully believe that Seth Rollins will cash in when CM Punk is least expecting it. When he is like he could have Gunther in the Anaconda Vice, or you could have a double down off of a GTS after a grueling match. You have multiple GTSs. He's going to pin him and then burn it down, screams through Metlife Stadium, and everybody goes nuts. To me, maybe Seth was hurt and it was just drummed up a little bit more than we thought. But it has been way too weird how radio silent it has been for the last couple of weeks since this injury happened. And to me, maybe there also is a small possibility, that Seth waits till Sunday. I could totally see that. The problem with that is, where does that leave Gunther and CM Punk? Because Then Seth Rollins made it his mission to stop CM Punk from winning a world title. So in that scenario, if CM Punk wins just clean, then what are we doing? What are we doing? Because then Seth Rollins and his mission to, make it his life's mission to stop CM Punk from winning the world championship, then what are we doing here? If he goes and cashes in on Cody or Cena, great. It's a fascinating debate that we could have on another video. But to me, this makes way too much sense for Seth Rollins to be conveniently off the grid for a few weeks, CM Punk feeling no pressure whatsoever, and then at the moment that he least expects it, Seth Rollins comes out there, Heist of the Century Part 2, and we have a moment to end SummerSlam Saturday with Seth Rollins as your new World Heavyweight Champion. That is what I'm predicting. It should be a fun Saturday. I think Sunday is it looks from a match card perspective to be a lot more appealing in terms of more of the wow matches. This is going to make more headlines, I think, in terms of the Jelly Roll match. Bianca Belair could be on this show. Charlotte and Alexa could win the tag team titles. Roman Reigns is on the show, which is cool. And then obviously CM Punk in the main event and a potential cash-in opportunity. So I'm looking forward to this. We'll have another video coming up about SummerSlam Sunday. 6 matches on that. We'll have a lot more coming here on the channel this weekend. Thanks so much to everybody who subscribed here. I appreciate you. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.